Animals would never, ever let the weakest of the pack lead them. So why do we humans? It's insane. Welcome back to the Mystic Monk Movement, where we train our minds like the temple and our spirit like the warrior. So animals would never let the weakest of the pack lead them. Sit with that. Because it exposes something uncomfortable and something true. In nature, leading isn't measured by money, by titles, or who makes the most noises. The pack follows the strongest, the wisest. Leadership in nature is functional. If the leader can't protect the pack dies. Instinct doesn't tolerate weakness. Not just weakness of muscle, weakness of character, weakness of perception, and weakness of awareness and consciousness. And yet, we humans do. With all of our intelligence, our technology, our sophistication, we do the opposite. Here's the paradox no one wants to face. How are we the smartest creatures on this planet? Yet the only ones who have to pay for our existence here. Let that sink in. Every other creature is born into belonging, born into access, and born into life itself. The birds don't pay rent. The trees aren't charged for sitting there. Animals don't need permission to exist. But we humans do. We're born with debt into a system that makes survival conditional. Ask yourself, is this intelligence or is this conditioning? Because if intelligence is wisdom and sophistication is harmony, then something has gone wrong. Terribly wrong. Here's the truth most people never hear. We already have everything needed to create a paradise on earth. We have the resources, technology, intelligence, and productivity. We could feed everyone, house everyone, heal everyone, educate all. So why don't we? Because the powers that be do not rise by lifting us. They rise by keeping us in fear and distraction. Those in powers don't rise by elevating humanity. They rise by controlling it. How do they control us? By keeping us busy, tired, fearful, distracted. A stressed population does not ask deep questions. A divided population doesn't unite. A feared population looks for permission instead of the truth. The Romans called it bread and circus. Give the populace entertainment and something to eat, and comfort will make cowards of them all. Again, look at nature. Animals would never allow the weakest to lead them. Not the weakest in strength, the weakest in courage, integrity, and awareness. But humans do, all over this planet. Over and over again. Because somewhere along the way, instinct was replaced by conditioning. That conditioning came from school, your parents, media, religion, and the government. You've been programmed since birth. That's what all that hand raising was about. I can answer the question. It's all control. So it's time to forget the things you remember and remember the things you've forgotten. We were taught what to think, not how to think. Who to follow, but not how to see. How to comply, but not how to lead ourselves. And here's the mind that changes everything. An enlightened society can only exist with awake people. Corruption survives where awareness is low and confusion is high. Manipulation thrives where people are asleep. This is where the mystic comes in. Not as a savior, not as a ruler, but as a reminder. But as a reminder, the monk doesn't beg for leaders. The monk trains the mind. The monk doesn't wait for freedom. The monk becomes ungovernable from within. A calm mind can't be ruled by chaos. An awake mind cannot be controlled. Awareness is revolution. Clarity threatens the broken systems. Inner work is not passive. It's rebellious. When you reclaim your inner authority, you stop giving your power away. You stop reacting blindly. You stop living in fear. And by the way, stop watching the media. You stop letting weak instincts run your life. Here's the deeper truth. You don't need anyone to wake up. You need enough. Enough people who think clearly, enough people who refuse fear, and enough who remember who they are. Once enough wakes up, the systems have no choice but to change. Think of it like this. A single torch can light a cave. Enough torches, and the darkness is eradicated. So here's the real question. How are we the smartest species on this planet, but the only one who pays to live here? And then, on the flip side, let the weakest among us lead us. The greediest, the nastiest, the worst are leading this pack.